here is this is like the bench from hell. I started this like probably 3 years ago. I started and I had this is before, actually, I started this before I started doing YouTube. I had this bench down here made, and I had plans to build this top section the whole time. I just never got around to it. And then all of a sudden we were moving. My wife wanted the garage to look nice. Said, hey, why don't you finish that coat rack and storage shelves above? So I was like, well, okay, let me get to it. It won't take very long. Well, it took me a long time. I have some videos that I'll throw in here so you guys can see, but I didn't video probably from here up. I did this area, I did these sides, and this was all like the last minute week before we listed our house for sale. So this is just the floor, what do they call it? The 1/4-inch floor sheathing they put down before you put down like a new floor. That's all that is. I cut it in strips and nailed it up and glued it, and then I framed the whole thing in and yeah, painted it gray. Alright, enough of the talking. Let's see how I built it. So to get an idea of how I did this, I took underlayment that you normally put down under a new flooring, and I cut that in strips. And then to separate these strips, when I nailed them up, I used popsicle sticks to create a gap. And after nailing them to the wall and placing the gap there, this creates a sort of effect that looks like shiplap. So if you want to do faux shiplap on your wall, this is a surefire way to do it. So you can see I just continued up the wall until I had the whole wall covered. And then it was time to put on the sides. So I don't actually complete this whole bench and coat rack in this video, but I wanted to give you an idea of what it looked like. We ended up moving like shortly after I did this, so I didn't get the last little bit done because we had to have our house done for showings, and we were leaving for vacation. So I did as much as I could on video, and then in one late night rush, I finished the rest of it. I just used birch plywood for the sides, and you can see I added the trim piece to the front, and I screwed it through the plywood because I needed to nail that into the wall or screw it into the wall to hold that piece in place, because I wanted the hardware to be hidden. So then I proceeded to do the same thing on the right side. I mounted it the same way, but this side actually had a wall that I could screw into, so I screwed it into the side of the wall also. Alright, so I had these trim screws that I was using to install doors with. So I'll be able to screw these into the wall and to that wall with those, and then I can fill them in putty easily. Just need a battery. So then I used a stud finder to find the studs, and I screwed the sides into the studs. Then I wanted to add a faux trim piece at the top, but I needed it spaced out the same spacing as the strips that I added across there, so I added some spacers. So then I added the trim piece on top. This is actually going to help the shelf going across the top to have something to screw into. It's more to keep the shelf on top straight and level, and it looks good. You guess what I'm going to do at the bottom? I'm going to add another trim piece. And here we go. Then I added some trim pieces to the side just to stiffen it up a little bit. And I used pocket hole screws to screw down into the bench. and I used this to hide them. And I know I said I didn't have any video of me making the box for the top, but I did find this video of me cutting out the pieces for the top. I don't know if I have the video for it being assembled, or at least I couldn't find it to add to this video. So here's me with the track saw cutting the top out. So after I assembled the top, I caulked everything and then I painted the whole thing gray. Sorry I don't have very much footage of this. We were moving and I just wanted to get it done. So I think I videoed this whenever I did the second coat, and then who knows what happened. I was probably moving stuff out of our house. But I got this done right before we showed our house, and I think it really helped sell it, because when you came in the garage, this was like one of the first things you saw, and it looked great. So if you want to build yours, hopefully this inspires you and helps you make something for yourself. We've moved from that house, so I don't have any footage of it now. I did find some pictures of the last couple things I did, so I did trim to it, and then I filled in all the holes, and then I painted it. And I think this is the last picture here coming up, this one, before I added the hooks, and that was it. We listed our house for sale. So if this helped you at all, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll see more videos like this. Guys, thanks again, and I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Take care.